gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Strawhat Sitdown crew in the building. We Corona to these other podcasts. We gon' put these people in their feelings when they hear this, and they know that they can't top this. We spit facts and we poppin'. Every time an episode is dropping, we see D3 in the corner. Mister, that's a real G with the green screen in the background. Got him looking like he in a real scene. We got Big Mod in the cut. Always ready with rebuttals, but he bring the knowledge when we in the huddle, so you know the crew is never gonna fumble. And it's YHuss, last but not least. If you ask me, then Cali, mad the captain, make him rally around me. Every Sunday we gon' run deep, and we can't stop until we find out about that one piece. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are. Who gon' get down? We are. This that Strawhat Sitdown. We are. Who the crew with the fleet? We are. Who gon' piece that one piece? We are.
What is going on, guys? It is your boy Cali Mac on the track, never whack, bring it back, and we are back with Strawhat Sitdown episode 62. I'm here with the crew as usual. Strawhat Mod in the building. What's going on, bro?
What's good, y'all? What's good? Garp gang in the building. Let's go.
Mr. G in the building. What's going on, man?
Yo, what's good, everybody? Yo, we got a few shout outs. My girl Kat, Sabrina, my cousin Alan, and my boy Nick. Happy birthday, and also good luck to my soccer team later today. We have a game, so.
We hope they bust some ass.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hope so.
D3 in the building. What's going on, brother?
What's up, bro? I'm just here to talk about how niggas been sleeping on my boy Beppo. That's all I'm here to talk about.
Beppo gang, nigga. Beppo might be MVP of the chapter. I ain't gonna lie.
I'm telling you, bro.
He might be 100%.
Oh no, I think he definitely is. I think he definitely is.
Oh man. Last but not least, of course, that guy YHuss in the building. What's up, man?
Yeah, I'm chilling, yo. Just an insane chapter. Lots to talk about.
Yeah. Nah, this chapter was definitely a doozy. We was popping off in the Twitter chat when the chapter came out, talking, discussing theories and stuff. It's always fun when a chapter like this comes out, and there's always so much to break down for it. And that's what we're here for.
I will say though, did you guys know it was a break after this?
I didn't know. I wasn't sure.
I thought we talked about it. I know someone mentioned it in our group chat, right?
I think it was me. But yeah,
but when I looked, well, like in the the early releases, it didn't say anything, so I wasn't sure. So until this.
So we are on break next week then, though. Okay.
Yeah.
It'd be like that. But we know what Oda does before break weeks, and he's once again proven the theory true. This chapter is ridiculous. Let's get right into it. Chapter 1081, the 10th ship captain of the Blackbeard Pirates, Uzan. 10th commander confirmed before the thing even started.
I gotta say, kind of disproved my rocks theory from last week.
Everyone's.
You know that's one of the things about this chapter that's probably gonna be a running theme as we go through it. Oda has. I refuse to believe Oda doesn't see these fan theories, bro, because I feel like with one chapter, he literally wrote off like 3 different fan theories at once with this chapter.
He debunked so many things,
like,
bro.
He just debunked like 3 different theories at once, bro. Like, bro, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
So yeah,
that's what I love about him, bro. That's what I love about him.
It's sick because it definitely made me happy while I was reading it. Like, because like by the end of the chapter, I definitely had a sense of not knowing what the fuck was about to happen. You know what I mean? Which is weird because a lot of times, even though we might not always be right, we'll have a general idea of the direction the story is going. Right? It's so up in the air right now, and it probably hasn't been this up in the air since like pre-time skip, where we didn't know anything or what was going on in the world. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy right now. It's definitely
crazy. And like anything can happen with anybody, and we just got to be like, okay.
Yeah.
And last chapter, like we're gonna talk about this chapter, and it's stuff in the last chapter that we were heavily discussing that now we know way much more on, so that we'll have another discussion. So it's crazy how Oda, like you said, is shaping the discussion on like so many theories, and on a dime, it can change everything for
Oh,
everyone.
and
So.
also, but before we continue, Mod, we were gonna give you the floor for a few minutes about your reaction for the last chapter since you weren't there.
Oh yeah. Okay. Dude, where should I start?
Do you want me to pull up the last chapter?
It was.
Maybe.
I thought I just went through. It was Kobe.
Maybe.
It was Kobe
Maybe.
running away and the reveal of the
Yeah.
devil fruit.
Kobe
The
running away, revealing
talk
the
about
devil
sword.
Yeah.
That's and then obviously Garp and the sword members pull up.
Oh yeah. Okay. And I got the chapter right here real quick too. Yeah. So first of all, like first I'm just gonna talk about the biggest thing. My boy Garp went out. Let's go, boy Garp. Because people be sleeping on the old man trio, and I've been saying for the longest time, like these dudes are not like lower than like Yonko first commanders and stuff like that. Like people be saying, I like these dudes are at least like admiral tier and like low on the lower end, or just like, you know, somewhere in that vicinity. Like there's no way that they go from like being like Yonko to like the same class as the Pirate King to below a first commander. Like stop, get out of here. So I'm very happy that Garp like shut people up about that. Now some people went far and said like he's top 2 in the series. I don't believe that, but
at one point, but
right.
Not right now.
Right. But it is also pretty cool that it's confirmed that he has Conqueror's Haki as well. Yeah. So, you know, and that is the most impressive display of Conqueror's Haki I have ever seen.
Nice.
That distance is immaculate. Like that is damn near like a projectile. but
that was a Kamehameha, bro. Like legit.
Like that shit is like it was just crazy when I read that. Now also another thing, like the Marines that came from Sword, they're pretty cool. I like their designs.
Yeah.
I like their devil fruits. The clay dude, he's pretty interesting. He seems like he's set up to be like some type of big shot later or something like that, at least in my personal opinion. Now they may all be scrubs, I don't know, but like
well, he considers himself a rival of Kobe. Yep. Like from what it seems like, that's how I gather like their relationship.
Right. But just off of this chapter, because that's next chapter where like he does that. But this, I mean, like the last chapter, it just how he's set up, like how he's sitting down and all that other stuff, and how he's like he just seems pretty cool. So I like him. And Kobe, oh yeah, like round of applause for Kobe, because Kobe is has 5 stars of a 5-star bounty, which is equivalent to like around a 500 mil bounty, and that's pretty cool. It shows that like he's around the same tier as what a 500 million bounty pirate would be today, which is better than like people like Ulti and stuff like that. So I'm very happy that Kobe's getting his shine and his flowers. And then the last thing is Blackbeard, when it comes to making Pirate Island like a country or whatever. I thought that was a very interesting idea. But before this latest chapter, when Kuzan was telling him like, hey, you know, it's probably not going to work to use Kobe as a bargaining chip because he's a part of Sword. I'm thinking to myself, like, you know, because the way he described Sword and the way we like found out about it, I'm like, did you just snitch on yourself? Like, because if I was Blackbeard, I would be looking at you kind of sus. But I mean, but based off of, you know, the context of this chapter, I mean, obviously there's like it changes things. But before, when I read it, I'm like, oh no, like, okay, I think this confirms it. But yeah, with this latest chapter, that still puts things into question. So yeah, but that's all.
Yep.
I got to say.
Okay. We definitely appreciate the insight, because we definitely missed it last week or 2 weeks ago. It was 2 weeks ago, right?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely do think that it goes for a lot of stuff that we said last week, as kind of I guess disproven in a way, or like we've gained another perspective on a lot of things. But it's like YHuss said, you know what I mean? This chapter definitely just broke up in a lot of things. Okay, so
it's hard to believe that chapter was set up for this.
yeah. Honestly, though, it's definitely a little jarring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we good to go into this chapter now?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's get it. Chapter 1081, like you said. We start off where the last chapter ended, where Garp did the Galaxy Impact, whatever the name of the move was. The ship is flying onto the island, but our boy, I don't remember his name already. Jesus Christ.
Prince Goose, I got you.
Goose?
Prince Goose.
Goose?
Like G-R-U-S,
Prince Goose,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Prince Goose.
Prince Goose, yeah.
Okay. Goose.
Yeah, I know, man.
Yeah, he saves the day, and it's a little clay sea for the ship to land on without taking any damage.
You mean some Glorpus?
Some Glorpus, you're right. What was I thinking? Silly man. So the ship lands safely. A lot of the fodder is knocked out from the Galaxy Fist Impact. Garp actually is disappointed in his power output and says after all these years he's lost his edge, even though he's destroyed a decent amount of the island. We then see Kobe, who's in the area. He sees Garp. We see a quick little reunion between some of the sword members like Helmeppo and Kobe himself. But as Kobe, we also see the two sword members making some comments over seeing Kobe and whatnot.
Yeah.
As Kobe tries to make a full reunion, lady behind him, I don't remember these characters' names, man.
Hibari.
Who?
Her name is Hibari.
Hibari?
Hibari. Like,
Hibari.
Hibari.
Yeah.
Hibari. Okay.
She had she actually had Vegapunk's flower bullets.
I remember what she did. I just didn't remember her name. But yeah, as Kobe's trying to make a return, with her behind him, she ends up getting frozen. And just like that, Aokiji steps into the fray. The rest of the Blackbeard pirates yell for their captain, and Aokiji exclaimed that he can't have Kobe escape on Teacher's Way because it would look bad. We then start to go into a black flashback. Before that though, Kuzan is on the island. Yep. I don't think any of us called that, right? I think everybody thought he was gonna be headed to Egghead.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that was one of the predictions at least. So now we can scratch him off the list of people.
Yeah, I think this chapter killed all of our theories.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying, bro. There's so much stuff was knocked out the park with this chapter, man. So yeah, we get a flashback to 2 years ago, which is about a year after Akino and Aokiji fought on an island in the New World. We see that a lot of Blackbeard's henchmen are frozen outside of a bar. Blackbeard makes it to this island and walks in the bar to see, Aokiji sitting on a bar stool. Aokiji says he's in a state of mourning. Not the right time to test him. And then we immediately cut to everybody unfrozen and having a merry old time, drinking, laughing, telling jokes. This is a side of Aokiji I don't think we've ever seen.
Well, expected, really. I was not expecting this.
This definitely threw me off. Like, he's telling jokes and shit. Like,
bro, so funny too, bro. Like,
very interesting.
Yeah, I was laughing the whole conversation.
Yeah,
it's definitely
which is like
very
surprising.
And this is definitely not the type of scene that I don't think we would expect from the Blackbeard pirates either. Even though we know that Blackbeard definitely has a very similar, what's the word I'm looking for? Very similar personality to, I don't want to say personality to Luffy because it's somewhat, but like
vibe.
The vibe, right? Because you know they're basically two sides of the same coin, more or less.
I would say similar personality, somewhat, just different morals.
Yeah, you definitely could.
Just different morals and different character values and stuff like that.
That's definitely fair, and you could definitely see it here because they're having a merry old time, drinking, laughing, telling jokes. One thing to note during this conversation is that Aokiji has lost his leg during the fight with Akainu.
But the funny,
Go ahead.
the funny thing about that is that was confirmed 10 years ago.
Yeah, it was in a movie, right?
It was in
Yeah.
in Film Z. I remember seeing that with my brother. That shit was confirmed a long time ago. It took him so long to actually confirm it in the show, which is crazy to me.
Okay, wait. So Film Z came out after Time Skip.
Film Z came out after Time Skip, and it confirmed that Aokiji was missing his leg, because even in the movie, he. I remember the scene. He was getting up out the hot tub because everybody was in the hot tub.
I remember that. Yeah.
Mm.
I didn't even think about that. So I wasn't aware that people took that as canon when
I mean, it was never officially canon,
but so because the movies aren't canon, so I figured you take everything in them with a grain of salt, you know.
But it's such a jarring thing, right? Like they had to have asked someone for this shit.
That's pretty interesting. Wow.
Because that movie takes place after Punk Hazard, so
right. That's really interesting. Okay.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All right. Well, it's confirmed in the manga now. He shows him by breaking his leg and reassembling it or whatever. We then get wait, no, don't tell me. I know this bitch. It's a D. It starts with a D. Fuck! Alright, tell me.
Yo, you're on the right path, bro.
It's Dev.
Yo, you're on the right path, bro.
It's Devon. Fuck!
Yeah.
Oh, so close.
You got it, bro. I'm giving you that, bro.
I appreciate that. So Devon brings up the man with the burn scar, and we get a little bit more information on this person, which also ends up breaking a lot of theories, I would say, for a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
So we find out what Blackbeard knows about the poneglyphs, and how the last person holds it is the man with a burn scar, and that this person arrives in an all-black ship that swallows enemies in a gigantic vortex if they should wander too close.
Yeah, so that right there destroys Saul.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, no chance of Saul anymore.
Or anyone else really that's like been a part of the story and doing stuff that we know of.
Right. Shiva, you think it might be a government man? Well, you guys will talk about it real quick. What you guys might be thinking?
Yeah, I'm on the wavelength of thinking that this is just a completely new character. Do you think so?
I know some people were saying that it could be Saul, but
no, it can't. We're talking about the same Saul.
Yeah, like Saul that came from O'Hara after the books. Yeah. That nigga definitely not.
Yeah, this definitely disproves it 100%.
People thought that, but this can't be him because he's in hiding, right?
Right.
And apparently, I was like, it looks like he's still at Elbaf because they showed him in bandages. But honestly, that was still an assumption, though.
That was then, though. This is now. Like
facts. You're spitting.
So, when we saw him with bandages was when Vegapunk went a long time ago to get all that knowledge, right? So
yeah, but I still don't think, because based off of what happens next in this chapter, like what Aokiji says, I still don't think it's Saul, because he kind of...
I don't think so either. I'm just saying that's what some people were still saying, like that they think it could be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What I think though is it's either a new character. I've seen some people. So whenever these type of things happen and it feels like it could be a completely new character, you got it could be Shiki, it could be Scopper Kaban, like all this other stuff. So
I'm sorry, go ahead. My bad.
I'm about to say, I don't know about any of that. I think it's flat out a completely new character, and what this reminds me of? This is a completely black ship, and this sounds like some type of lurking legend type thing. I'm assuming it would
like
be
Davy Jones or something.
Yeah,
like
Davy Jones. That's what my guess is.
That would be actually really sick. That would be sick. I like that one actually. I think that would be kind of true to lore, right? Because that's what he does in the legend, right? He takes ships or whatever.
Yeah. Do we have Davy Jones in fucking One Piece?
Robin actually mentioned Davy Jones. She said that Davy Jones is the reason he's the one that invented the Davy back fight.
Yeah, and
isn't
I thought Oh, is it Captain John's treasure that Buggy's looking for? Or
No,
is
yeah,
that's something else. Yeah, that was
That's something else?
Yeah, Captain John Silver or whatever. The dude that was on
Dude
the
on the rock.
right?
Yeah.
I actually
Also,
like the Davy Jones theory. That's cool.
I just googled Davy Jones real quick just for the hell of it, and it says I think it's a fan thing though that the elder brother that Davy Jones is the
Actually,
elder
actually
brother of
super fan
Goldie
stuff.
Roger. Okay.
Super fan
I was about to say
stuff.
that's
Super
crazy.
fan.
That would be
Fans
OD.
be going crazy, bro.
Okay.
That's jumping the gun right there.
Woo! Shit.
I will say, Straw Hat. I feel like that like I said, every time it's someone new and some character, everyone's like, oh, it's got to be a Gold Roger pirate. Low key though, I think a Roger pirate holding the last poneglyph
Would make sense.
makes sense because they were the last people to see it.
It would be like the
from what
last
we
of the
know,
guard.
last that we know saw it. Like we saw them
Yeah.
see it when they were on their journey, and that's last time we saw the poneglyph at all was when they found it at Fishman Island with Odin. So if Roger maybe wanted someone to hold on to it so that the right person succeeded them,
Right.
I could see something like that. So I don't want to write it off. Like,
So-
too much.
I'm
That's
not.
fair.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah,
even
I'm
then,
not,
because they probably could have taken it upon themselves too, you know, like we said, Scooper Caban or whatever.
Mhm.
Could like be like, oh no, I'm gonna protect this until I know someone could pass the old generation past me, you know, then they could get the final poneglyph and then continue.
There's also
It's
something to be said
possible.
about the ability to like the vortex, right? Obviously,
Right.
Yeah.
you know what
I
that.
like that they were like it could be dragon.
The only reason. Oh, that was another.
That's something I
theory,
keep hearing.
Dragon.
Yeah, I've been hearing that a lot as well.
Dragon. But okay, so the reason why. Okay, so the thing with Scopper Caban is I don't think we still know who that guy that was visiting Crocus all those chapters ago
631.
was. We still don't know who that was. That person was never revealed. We thought Wano would be the reveal of that person, but nah. And
Okay, wait. Can you refresh memory for what
I got you. I got you, bro. You know I'm on it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
y'all started talking about 400 chapters ago, like it was.
Yeah,
nothing.
I
I
was
was gonna
saying,
bring this
I'm
up,
like, I don't know what's going on.
Bro, what?
I sent it to the Discord.
Okay.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
Yeah, so that image right there was that person. We still don't know who that is, and people have theorized that was Scopper Caban right there. And you know, he's old. He seems like he got, you know, gray hair or whatever, and you know, Rayleigh, he's older too, so it would make sense. I don't think they ever confirmed Scopper Caban's like full age, but either way, it would make sense. Plus, he knows Crocus, and you know, who would Crocus like just come out of the whale's belly for, and all that other stuff, you know. And some people said that this was a Brook captain, but I'm like, nah.
A Brook captain?
Brooks captain
Brooks
from back
captain.
then.
Okay.
But that makes literally
Yeah.
no sense. Brooke was too old. Like that was 50 years ago, some shit.
Yeah,
Like, they were already old ass niggas.
Right. I'm like, yeah, there's no way that. But either way, the reason why I'm like having a still like correlating that to like this event and saying that might be Scopper Caban, not to toss it out entirely, because I think that makes sense. Just two things. One, it was on Fishman Island, and I think like those rope poneglyphs are supposed to be like extremely heavy, so not just anyone can just move them. But if it was just I find it hard to believe it just one person by themselves can move it. But if it's possible, it's possible. And two, creating whirlwinds sounds like a devil fruit. And if I remember correctly, the Roger Pirates, they were known because they didn't really have devil fruits, right? Like, they're kind of like a resemblance of Shank's crew, and Shank's crew is like well, I guess it's not officially confirmed, but I mean, it's a pretty, like, you know, reasonable assumption that no one on Shank's crew has a devil fruit, really, especially, you know, Shank's always harps on you need to be able to swim to be a pirate and all that other stuff. And if he gets that from Roger, and Roger might feel the same way, I don't know. But
no, I see what you're saying. That's actually not a bad conclusion to make. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but I'm not tossing it out. You know, that could have been someone years later. You know, Scopper Caban could have ate a double fruit for all I know years later. But then, like I said, Davy Jones, though, the only reason why I'm a little bit hesitant on the Davy Jones is because what Shiryu said, because he said he thinks it's someone with the government. If it was someone with the government, I think that it was like an ex person with the government. So another theory that I saw was that black ship belongs to an ex-Gorosei member. And because the symbolization of marine ships are all white and stuff like that, and this is an all black one. And then on top of that, if I forgot who said this, but if you the Gorosei represents 6, and then if you had 7, that is like Rokorusei or something like that, or something like that. But it essentially, if it was like an ex-Gorosei member, that could have been a decent theory to go along with
Roku's 6.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Because the Rokushiki tie.
I mean, 6 powers. Yeah.
6 powers. Yeah, exactly. So the 7th is like, you know what, Rob Luke. Yeah. So basically that, because you know the CP agents are a reflection of the world government's like direct means of combat. So that's where that comes from. So I thought that was a pretty good theory too.
So do you guys think that we should be taking Bashir? Because when I first read it, Bashir, you said I just at a face value. I didn't really think it was necessarily relevant, or like it necessarily hinted at it being an actual government man. I thought he was just throwing shots in the dark. Do you think that because he said it, it's actually like it probably is actually a government man?
No, I think you're right. I think he's still just taking shots in the dark. I think it's just Oda giving us ideas of who it might be. And
I think if the government was hiding it, they'd do more than sail it around. They'd hide it in Marijua or somewhere else.
Right. That's why I'm saying this might be an X.
Yeah, I like that a lot. If that's where Oda really is hinting, then maybe X. I like that too. So yeah, not real.
I like that.
Also, can we just say, I really love how Oda. How we talked about debunking, because we thought Aokiji was the one man with the burn scar, but it just in a few panels before, they ask him and they're like, who? And then he's like, who, me? and this dude was like, yo, you just got yours. Like that shit was fucking funny, bro.
Yeah, that's on the next page.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. But yeah,
no, it's on that page.
That's not definitely the page.
Oh no, it was before. Ali is before.
It was
it's
before.
Right
no, but
it's
they
right
talk
there.
about it.
It's right there. It's right up there. It's right. It's right up there.
Bro, am I smacked?
Like,
oh, I'm sorry, man.
I know I'm smacked. That's how I was like,
oh, shit. My bad. I didn't even realize.
It's all good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess that was it for him, then, right? For the
because I know. I thought few people thought that Aokiji was definitely.
Yeah, no, I remember that. I definitely remember seeing that a few times. So for Oda to just straight up be like,
I'm glad. Like as much as I say I hate it when there's no answers, I'm glad it's like a real mystery.
Yeah, same. Especially for like a character with this much significance, I think it's good to keep us guessing.
Facts.
100%.
Yeah, like think about the characters who had like what's it called? Poneglyphs. It was Big Mom Kaido and like the Minx, like Uzo, and Zunisha is a companion of Joy Boy. So it's some huge characters. So you're spitting, D3. That's a good point, D3.
100%. All right, let's keep it pushing. So yeah, Aokiji exclaims that he doesn't know anything about poneglyphs. He then goes into reminiscing about Ohara.
That also, by the way, disproves that Saul, that right there, what he was talking about with Ohara, where he says, I don't remember seeing any red stone at Ohara. That also disproves that Saul is the one doing that, because, you know, if there was never a red poneglyph there in the first place, then Saul would have no reason to be sailing around with a red poneglyph. But yeah.
Okay. That's definitely fair. Yeah, so Aokiji's reminiscent on Ohara. We then get one of Blackbeard's commanders whispering to Blackbeard that if they took his power, it would be a big help.
This nigga's crazy, bro. After what he just did to them.
I'm saying, bro, froze everybody's like, we should jump him.
Right.
He definitely thought he was him. I ain't gonna lie. He definitely thought they were them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Aokiji hears this and immediately begins to freeze Blackbeard's crew once again. Blackbeard exclaims that this wasn't his intention at all, and he then decides to make the offer to Aokiji to join the Blackbeard pirates. Aokiji denies it first, but Blackbeard tells him that they're not even pirates to be friends. They only have an alignment of interests. And then he asks, what does Kuzan really want? Now he's a free man. We then cut back to the present, where Garp tells Kuzan to reverse Hibari from the frozen state and to let Kobe go and to come back to the Navy. But Aokiji says it's not happening. He appreciates Garp, but he's living life the way he wants now, and that's when we get the title drop for the Blackbeard Pirate 10th Ship Captain Kuzan, the official reveal.
Yep.
He freezes Garp. Garp kind of just eats that and uses Blue Hole, which puts this man deep in the ground. Boy is swimming with Kaido and Big Mom right now.
Yeah, hit him with the command grab. That shit was crazy. I wonder how a hockey attack like this works. He threw him with hockey. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah,
it's even more power. Like you use, I'm assuming it's more power because it increased. Hockey gives additional. I don't think it's talked about much, but hockey gives that additional attack potency. Or whatever. So he'll probably command grabbing with hockey is like severe. Like
that shit was devastating, bro.
Also, I like that they showed that he was his apprentice before,
Oh, was that ever mentioned before?
I've heard hints of it. Like, yeah, it's kind of shown.
Oh, well, for me, at least.
Well, I guess it was never put.
It was never blatant. It was never blatant.
It was never blatant, but it was always there because back in Water 7 times or like whatever, Aokiji, told Luffy when he met him, I owe a big debt to your grandfather. He's like, my hero and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
And then we saw flashbacks of them to, him being under Garp or whatever. Until he rose to Admiral.
He's like Garp, you denied another promotion. You're so cool. Like
right. Which is funny, like because it's just like Aokiji just took that shit. But yeah.
Well,
I like the line because like it kind of shows he's being kind of like what's the word I'm looking for?
Snarky.
Eddie.
Or yeah.
Like it's like what did I do with it, bro? You're just fighting a nigga. Like you're a pirate now. Like it's not that serious, Like it's not like about this whole like apprentice thing, but obviously I mean like the debt and the personal relation. I think this is like I feel like this view into who Aokiji is super dope. I guess he's not Aokiji anymore, huh?
He's just Kuzan.
Yeah, he's.
I'm gonna stay calling him Aokiji.
I still call him it, bro. It's just so
yeah. What were you saying, bro?
Oh, I was just gonna say from like a fanboy perspective, like Aokiji's always been one of my favorite characters, so it's good to see more like development from him.
Oh, definitely.
He's definitely a lot different than when we first met him.
Mm-hmm.
Before we move on, just real quick, this is a pretty blockbuster fight. I don't think any of us expected it. So, what are you guys thinking about the outcome? Garp versus Aokiji. How does this play out?
Man, it's hard.
I still got Kuzan. Only because I just don't like. We saw earlier in the chapter he said he's not there at that point like he used to. Even though that was still freaking ridiculous. He's down. He's basically saying I'm not that guy anymore from him in my prime. Kuzan is in his prime. I don't think that they would set that up just for Garp to like win per se, because if he won, I mean that wouldn't look bad on like Admiral tier characters, because Garp is there too. But I think it's alluding to the fact that he's not like the newer generation is supposed to be passing the older generation up, and I just don't think that ended Kuzan. So I'm just going to go with Kuzan. I'm staying.
I agree. I think. Oh, go ahead, E3. Go ahead.
I think that Garp was gonna win the fight. Like, not win the fight, but he's gonna be whooping Kuzan's ass for a bit. But he's in Blackbeard's crew, so that nigga's gonna get jumped. It's not gonna be 1-on-1.
True.
Oh, that's something to think about. Yeah.
There's definitely like 4 other commanders on that island right now.
That's what I'm saying. It's gonna look like Kuzan's get smoked for a bit, and then something's gonna happen. Garp's gonna get hit from behind, and Aokiji's gonna freeze him, and then that's gonna be wraps.
Right, and especially you got to also remember Shiryu. He's the Invisible Man.
Exactly.
And
we don't know what he is right now.
Yeah,
Anyway.
and we don't know the mechanics, behind his invisibility, because I know in all technicalities, if you're invisible, observation hockey should still hone in on you. But
it should still work.
Yeah, but Shiryu, there's been theories about, because Shiryu's it would be pretty pointless if it was just sheerly invisibility,
Right.
Because of observation hockey. So maybe his invisibility also hides presence, so that observation hockey can't track
my
him.
god, nigga, that just gave me the OD brain blast, bro. That would make sense if his invisibility was more than just invisibility. I'm thinking like 10 steps. I'm thinking like a million steps ahead, man. I'm on Two Piece right now. So like we know I think we can all somewhat agree that we're gonna see Shiryu versus Zoro at some point, right? That's probably one of the. Yeah,
See,
no, maybe so.
I think it's gonna be
Maybe.
Shiryu and Sanji.
Yeah, dude, that's
Yeah.
what I think. It's like he's trying to mix us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trying to make us think that it's actually Zoro versus him. But
Bro's been taking up the overhead for 20 years, bro.
And besides that, like, I don't think Zoro would be able to he'd be able to beat him physically, but I think the fight would be focused more on Sanji's observation hockey.
No, but see, that's why I'm thinking the Zoro thing, right? Because I'm going back to Alabasta when Zoro was fighting Mr. One, and he learned about the, what did they call it? The
sword that can cut nothing. I just read that. I literally just finished Alabasta.
Bro,
I don't.
The sword that can cut nothing, bro, right? And if his invisibility is him completely becoming nothing and disappearing, you know what I'm saying? For him to be able to cut that would be to master his shit, right?
Oh, this guy's on some
Two-Piece, bro. I like
That
that.
Two-Piece, man.
bro.
That Two-Piece, man.
Yo, that's actually a good
Yeah.
idea. Like,
I like it a lot. That's kind of ham, but I like it a lot.
There's something to think about.
It's kind of out there, but I can see it happening.
Two-Piece go crazy sometimes.
So
No, because
wait,
I had someone else fighting Zoro. I said it in that voice memo that we talked about, that I sent you guys.
Burgess?
Yes, no,
Burgess
it wasn't
is the big strong guy, right? That's
No,
Yeah,
someone else.
because he was the other nigga when I think of first man. I can only think of
Nah, when I think Burgess, I'm not gonna lie.
You think
anytime I think of Burgess,
Sabo smoking him?
Nah, see, I see like General Frankie versus like Burgess. I think that would be sick.
just the big niggas just grappling it up.
Just two big niggas beating the shit out of each other. Or like
I'm telling
Jinbei,
y'all.
or Jinbei fighting too.
Yeah.
That would be
I'm
sick.
telling y'all, break week, maybe this week, maybe another break week. Strawhat versus Blackbeard matchups, bro. We got.
Yo, that'd
What
be
is it?
sick. That'd be sick. I'm here for that. That'd be sick.
That's always
Good idea.
something niggas do. So that's something. So let's save it for a break week.
Nah,
Yeah,
next week.
right.
Oh, that's what it was. Vasco shot, because he's a fighter, like a hand fighter, kind of like Sanji, like melee fighter. But because of him always drinking, who drinks the most out of all the Straw Hats? Fucking Zoro. Imagine him, a drunken style Zoro versus this dude would be pretty fucking dope.
actually, you know what's funny? Oh no, keep on going.
No, so that's what I was thinking. Like maybe, like like Oda's trying to throw us off, on who's gonna be fighting who, because Shiryu versus Sanji, because of the whole invisibility thing. I know Sanji was jealous of this dude. They had it before, Absalom, before. So I feel like
by the way.
yeah. So
I'm actually with this reveal. So with this reveal, I'm kind of on the fence about Shiryu versus like Zoro now, just because I feel like the next step should be like Zoro versus like an Admiral tier opponent,
Facts.
and because after that it should be him versus Mihawk or something. Which is like, I think will be the peak of One Piece for Zoro's development, in my personal opinion. But we don't know how Kuzan's going to act up, so it's still up in the air. But that Vasco shot idea, I actually think that it makes more. I actually like the idea more of Vasco shot versus Nami, because Nami was the only person confirmed to be able to outdrink Zoro, because back in Whiskey Peak, she outdrank Zoro.
that'd be dope. Oh shit.
Yeah. So
Okay, good pickup. I like that. I like that.
That'd be cool.
So-
That'd be cool. I'm here for it.
Before we move on from this, though, real quick. So I feel like with Kuzan, this could also be because Garp says, "Listen up, Kuzan. Wavering is a sign of weakness, right?" So I feel like this could also be the moment that Kuzan fully turns and we see it. Like he just sheds that like, all right, you're no longer my mentor. You're nothing to me. I'm finally like a pirate, and then he could come back. But I do think, like you said, the fucking Blackbeard pirates are just gonna come out and
it's just
gang them up. Yeah.
I would be so hurt, man. Like if this is how that goes. But I like Maud. I really think Maud has a great point about how this is like Kuzan's coming out party as a pirate and as a 10th captain.
Yeah.
Like it would not do well for him to lose in this situation.
No, I agree.
But also, Mister, what you just said made me think of like if let's say he gets jumped, which would be like you should kind of showcase how the Black Pirates get it done. Like it could be a sign of him being like, yo, even if this is not the way I want to fight, like I don't want you to get jumped, I don't want niggas to get backstabbed. Like I picked this path, so I'm not gonna waver. You're right, I'm not gonna waver anymore. This is what I'm doing. Maybe not that.
It'll be crazy. It'll be crazy. He, like you said, he says, "I'm not going to waver anymore," and then he just calls all the Blackbeard pirates, and they just come from the sky attacking. Like that would be fucking.
You just see like you guys are saying, Shiryu just shows up behind them, like ready to cut one of them, and then everyone like
Garp's like standing over Aokiji while he's on the ground. You just see Garp get slashed in the back by nothing.
Right.
So we all agree that Garp's probably going down then, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I still think Garp's going down this arc.
I don't think he's going to die though. I think that because I think I'm starting to be convinced that Garp is not on sword. I'm a little bit there because we have not seen a flashcard of him. Garp, the hero,
sword captain.
No. What Kobe says last chapter when he sees Tashigi, wow, even non-sword members came. So Garp's definitely a sword.
Yeah,
you think so? Oh, you think so?
Yeah, I feel like that confirms it.
Okay, well then even if it is, it's still a higher bit of leverage than if you were to leverage Kobe. So they might capture Garp and use him as a bargaining chip for what Blackbeard
You know
wants.
what? I like that. That makes a lot of sense because Blackbeard said himself, because he realized that Kobe wasn't a high value chip. He said we're gonna keep him anyway and see how it plays out. So I can definitely see him taking advantage of the situation. Yeah.
Exactly, and this is an even better bargaining chip. You got Kobe, a hero versus Garp, the hero. That is the hero.
Yes.
So
I like that.
yeah.
I like that.
And also, if Garp wasn't on sword, he wouldn't be doing these actions right now because this would be against military orders.
To be fair, I don't think he give a fuck.
I was about to say Garp don't give a fuck.
No, I know. I'm just saying. That's why he joined sword because if he didn't give a fuck, then he would have fucking saved Ace. Back in the day, but he didn't. I think now because they told him not to go after Kobe. And then he said, "Fuck it, we're still going anyway."
Well, see, that's wait. See, that's okay. I know we have to move on, but this is something that's been bothering me. So, Garp is supposed to be sword captain or whatever, right? But my problem with that is because maybe so what you just said, Mister, just triggered my mind about what is wrong with this, because if Garp did this sword thing after the Marineford War, and people speculate because of what happened to Ace, he was tired and he created sword from there. My problem with that is Drake, because Drake has always existed since pre-time skip.
Yeah, he's been undercover.
So my problem then is on one end.
That's why I think it's possible that he joined after, but it was already created.
We've had undercovers before, though, right? Corazon, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's just
that was a long time.
I could have seen.
Corazon was sword?
No, he wasn't sword.
He
was not sword, but he was undercover.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's my point. Yeah.
And then it's but the thing is, if Garp was, there's no doubt in my mind that Garp, at the very least, knows about sword. At the very least, and at the most, potentially sword captain. But the thing is that it's weird because it's kind of contradictory. You know what I mean? If he's sword captain and was inspired to be because of the events of Ace, well, Drake always existed, so that kind of disproves that he created it because of the Ace event or whatever. And then if he was that since pre-time skip, well, then, as someone who don't give a fuck about sword, why did he care in that specific instance with Ace or whatever when he, you know, like sword people are like considered like the rebels or whatever, the people that could do whatever they want. He would have just done whatever he want and just took Ace, but instead the moral compass of the Marines and his job versus like family and all this other stuff was coming into play.
But he kind of did. It's not like he didn't like. He let Luffy hit him and get past him though. Like
but before then, Sengoku was telling him because he saw Garp's emotions was riled up and he really, 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 really wanted to do something. But Sengoku was like, Garp, remember your position. Remember this, that, and the third. And like,
now
if he really didn't give a fuck, like, and he's a part of Sword, he would have done that. Like,
but I think there's a difference between like openly and in the moment. Going against the entire concentrated power of the Marines with 3 admirals and Sengoku there, and there's a difference between that and just disobeying orders and going somewhere where you're not supposed to.
Yeah,
and doing something that's necessarily a good thing, even no matter who's looking at it. Because if you save Ace directly and you directly interfere, that's obviously a bad thing for the world and the Marines. But just going somewhere and freeing something, even though it doesn't follow protocol, they'd be like, "Yo, I see why you did it, but it was just against orders." But that's still, you know what I mean? Like there's like a difference in the morals.
I see what you mean because like Garp could have thought more about the world than just the Marines and stuff in that instance. Because obviously, as we saw when Whitebeard died, the world's like, you know,
they were lit, they were happy. Yeah. Marine was like a good thing for the rest of the world.
For the rest of the world, and like in totality, because as we saw after Whitebeard died, those places that were like ran by Whitebeard were raided by pirates. Imagine if Marine 4 went down, those same places that was protected by the Marines, they just get raided by pirates as well. So yeah, I can see that. It's just still a little, it's just we never got that comparison. That's something like people have to pick up on their own and not really something that the story spells out. But because the story doesn't spell it out, it's hard for me to like say, "Oh yeah, that's definitely the reason."
Oh, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fair. I also another thing is that like logically in terms of Drake, I don't think Drake being undercover and also being in Sword disproves like logically that Sword was made in the time skip. Just because he could have been like added to Sword, you know what I mean?
No, I do think Sword was made pre-time skip, but then it's like hard for me to say Garp was a part of Sword during that time.
I think Sword was formed after the war. Like I don't.
Yeah, that's why I'm on that train too. It definitely just makes more sense thematically, because like you guys said, it would definitely open up some plot holes if certain members that are in Sword now were in Sword pre-time skip. It just wouldn't make sense.
Yeah.
So you saying Drake could have been?
I think he was just undercover, and then they just added him because Garp is also cool with that woman Suru, right? And
what if
Suru and Drake are kind of related in a sense?
Because you brought up Corazon, right? With Sengoku, it's definitely possible Sengoku, like that could be like not a prequel to Sword, but like the beta to Sword. You know what I mean? Like, so. I mean, Goku and Garp have always been tight, so I could definitely see Sengoku.
Yeah, Sengoku, Garp, and Suru
being part of it. And Suru.
And speaking of Suru, her granddaughter's in Sword.
Exactly.
So I think the old Guard and Marines are all kind of like working together to help out Sword and like not let the government take over and let the Marines do whatever they want.
Because their hands would be tied with the government and with Sword.
Yeah, and I think Sword is like. I think Sword as an organization is like, Garp sure he doesn't give a fuck and he can do whatever he wants, but doing that at a grand scale, you need more people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which they don't have.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I also just want to say about Kuzan and this, I feel like this, speaking of theories, I kind of think this puts everything to rest and that Kuzan is really on his own. And
no, he's absolutely a pirate right now. I really realized it when he said, I'm gonna live the life how I want to live it now. Like he's 100% living to his
not
own.
In Sword.
Yeah, he's in his own world. He's living to his own benefit. He's 100% Blackbeard pirate right now.
Yeah, agreed.
Don't know what is. I don't think that necessarily means that he's evil or completely
not at all.
You know what I mean? With their motives, you know, I can definitely see him.
But if he pulls the triple cross, I'm coming for my flowers. Just saying.
I think he will, though.
I think he will. Yeah.
He will. Because the story has made it clear, like earlier in this chapter, you know, Blackbeard was like, everybody on my crew has their own agenda. So what do you want to do? And maybe during that time, Aokiji realized, like, hey, you know what? He's spitting because there's something I could do that if I join the Blackbeard Pirates, I can achieve this end or whatever. But I don't need to keep sticking around with them. I just use them for this, that, and the third, and then, discard them when
necessary.
Yeah, when it's necessary. Yeah. So I could see Aokiji portraying the Blackbeard Pirates, or using them for a means to an end type thing. I could see that.
100% agree. Was there anything else you guys can talk about before we move on to the last part of this chapter?
Yeah, I think it's time. I think it's time.
We broke this down a lot, actually.
Yeah.
The last part of the chapter, we return to the Winter Island in the New World. We return to the Blackbeard law fight, where unfortunately Blackbeard is standing up top, a beaten, bloodied, and bruised Law and Beppo. Their ship torn to pieces, asunder, and sinking at the bottom of the sea.
Cut in half too,
no, it's broken in half. It's
broken in half.
Yeah, that shit is not coming back. 100%. Blackbeard laughs, says you can't call yourself a pirate crew without a ship. Got no means of escape. And then we get a very interesting drop on the Rocky Port incident. I don't know if this was mentioned before with the law.
No, it's it was mentioned in they talk about him taking 100 Pirate Hearts. They talk about that's how he became such a warlord. But they also mention that he's part of the Rocky Port incident, but he puts it all together right here.
Okay, so we find out that the 100 hearts were taken at Rocky Port. Okay.
Yeah.
So we get
that was the Rocky Port incident. Maybe that wasn't the whole thing, but that was part of it.
Right. So we get another peek into that incident. We find out that these pirates are living on Pirate Island, and that if they bring Law back, that they would be very happy. We then get a semi flashback, or we get Chopper speaking to Beppo in the past about something that he gave him. Can't guarantee that it works, but it obviously does work.
He made it for him.
Right. Nice. Blackbeard is debating if he wants to sell or use the fruit or take it, and then we see Beppo the goat turn Sulong, swipe away Blackbeard and his commander.
Bro, it was like a fucking steroid Sulong form, bro. It's super amplified. He's huge.
I don't know if that was just that medicine that Chopper gave him, or if that's just his Sulong form in general.
It could be. It could be like
Beppo is a big dude, though. Beppo is a pretty big dude. No.
Yeah, Sulong niggas are huge, to be honest. I think Jack and them, or not Jack. Sorry.
It's true. We're used to seeing them fight against fucking Jack and
they become
Kaido
huge
and shit.
too. Yeah.
It's true, but I don't know. I just compare it because I know Blackbeard's a big dude, and just that panel alone with fucking big ass motherfucking cocaine bear Beppo, dude, he's huge, dude.
Yeah, bro, he's huge. His arm alone is gigantic. It's towering over. Yeah,
he can hold him in his hand.
Yeah, bro, that is crazy.
And then this is a Sulong form, not in the day, amplified by fucking Chopper's rumble effects and shit like that, bro. And also I feel like it's just also maybe kind of unlocking Beppo's potential. You know what I mean? Because we've never seen, even with the moon, he never fucking turned Sulong before.
Yeah.
So.
Not that we've seen, at least.
Yeah. No, I mean I feel
in Wano,
in Wano, if he didn't show it there, what the fuck are you doing?
Well, because all the
he wasn't even fighting.
He wasn't fighting. You're right.
He was on the ship. Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I thought he was on the live floor.
I thought he was too. I thought he was. I thought it was the other crew
He was on the live floor. He was on the live floor. It was the big nigga. Do we see him? If you go back to the other page, Khaled, that was the nigga in the ship. Bart's the guy that Law saves at
Saboti.
Yeah, he was in the ship when Luffy falls down there.
He's the number 3.
Beppo was on the live floor for sure, but also maybe the moon wasn't straight down from there. That's also possible.
I'm just saying, bro. He ain't once. I
don't
think he knows how to do it, honestly, because didn't he
there are minks that
went off on his own, so
but there are minks like that nigga from Big Mom's crew. I shouldn't forget his name. The guy with the glass sunglasses.
Turtle shell nigga?
Yeah. There are minks that can't control it.
That's true.
So he might have chosen not to look at the moon.
That's
possible. That's possible.
Yeah, I don't think it's fair to say whether he has or doesn't have it, because we really haven't had any confirmation otherwise.
Oh, I don't think. I just don't think. I feel like he probably hasn't learned it. Because I think he went off on his own.
Couldn't really. He's not confident with it. Like, because otherwise, why wouldn't he use it?
Yeah.
Then again, Wano is the arc of like Oda not letting us see a few things we should have seen, so it's all good. That wasn't even. I'm just saying. I swear.
Nah, it's real. It's
But-
real.
That comes, right? Is it
That comes. Thank you.
Yeah,
That was gonna haunt me forever.
But isn't it like confirmed that like basically every meat can turn Sulong essentially, even if they can't like control it well or anything like that?
Yeah, he would be the random exception.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So-
I agree with you.
Yeah, so I think he always has Sulong form, but the special thing about it is that there's no moon for this. So, that's what makes it exceptional, and that's why we had that chopper confirmation or whatever.
Right.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Yeah. So Beppo takes the swing, saves Lord, dives into the sea. They have to leave the crew behind, but Beppo exclaims they made it this far, they're not gonna die, so you don't die, Captain. And we end the chapter with the same title cards as we did with Kid, where the pirate Trafalgar Law and his heart pirates were defeated.
Oh.
R.I.P. Bozo, smoking on that lore pack.
Just like Kid. Fucking
He got
ship destroyed, fucked up. Damn.
So one of the things that I brought up when the chapter came out, I know we had a very lengthy discussion about Kid and whether or not he would or should return. For me personally, I saw this and the parallels between this and Kid's defeat, and I saw this as Kid is definitely coming back, and he still has more in this story.
okay, but the difference between Kid and Law is Kid's a loser. Law's cool.
That's
like-
because I really expected him to say some actual like meaningful shit. That's so crazy, bro. I was sitting here like, maybe he has actual point. You know what? That's fucking crazy, bro.
Look, man.
Oh no.
That's
You know
tough.
I'm right. You know I'm right. You know I'm right.
Kid is sick, bro.
Look.
You know what, bro? I dead ass
When I read
Kid,
when I read the Kid panel and saw him get smoked, I was like, yeah, that nigga deserves it. But when I saw that's a tactical retreat, like
that's crazy. Nah, I ain't gonna lie, bro.
I'm sorry.
Bro, the dick eating is crazy, bro. That's OD,
I know we had
bro. That's
bro.
OD, bro.
He said Kid is a loser. He lost. Right here is a tactical.
It's tactical.
retreat.
It's tactics, bro. It's tactics.
Bro, no cap. I want Kid to come back, and I want him to be one of the most important characters in the entire story, bro.
He's not gonna.
Just so niggas like you can be sick, bro. I just want Kid haters to suffer now, bro. Because niggas be hating for no reason. Son.
It's so funny. It's so funny to hate on Kid, bro. It's so easy. He does it to himself.
Callie's the first Kid fan, to be converted after his defeat.
Yeah,
Bro, I am a Kid fan now.
We need to blow up. We need to blow up.
Too much. No. I'm gonna white knight him, bro. That's it.
Bro,
That's it.
I'm
I got you,
fan
Kid.
strictly out of spite, bro. I simply want to see him win so his haters can suffer, bro. That's literally it, bro.
look, man. One
You're gonna come
win
back
still
and
don't
snap
take away
some
from the
bugs.
10,000 L's he's got, bro. That's fine. He can get one dub.
So do you think Kid is irredeemable?
Huh?
You think Kid is irredeemable right now?
Yeah.
Irredeemable is crazy, bro.
Maybe not irredeemable, but I think Kid is a disappointment.
Yeah, no, I won't disagree with that. He definitely has been
No,
lackluster since his
fine, that's
introduction.
fair.
I think
Since his
everyone would say
debut,
that. Yeah.
since his debut, he was shown to be this big like shit starter. I'll fight anybody, and this nigga just gets mollywopped by everybody, bro.
You know what just hit me though? Like, okay, after Wano, the three of them all got 3 billion bounty buried, right?
Mhm.
We all know who the true fucking motherfucker is, right? That's fucking Luffy. He's the young guy.
Talk to these
So-
niggas.
So with these two being defeated, showing the fakes, if Luffy defeats Kizaru or the Gorosei at Egghead or whatever the fuck's gonna happen at Egghead, comes out that winning, it's gonna be huge, bro.
That's the incident, right? So when I first read the chapter and I was looking at message board to see if people were talking, I saw some people say that because Law and Kid were defeated, and because Luffy was shown as side by side by them, that Luffy
Yeah.
would also take an L. But I also can see that, I can also see on the opposite side of the spectrum, we also had 2 Yonkos take a victory. And
exactly.
Luffy is a Yonko now as well, so.
And this will solidify that. Like, he going against the
Right.
fucking
That goes
Marines
back to
now.
what we've been saying since the beginning of the arc about
Facts, bro.
how he's about to establish his Yonko status in this arc.
Yes,
Like,
sir.
This would only further solidify it if he takes the dub here after they take their L's.
And I'm hoping he does.
Yeah, no.
And then-
Bro,
absolutely.
I feel like the Kid Law being equal to Luffy should have stopped when Luffy fought Kaido on his ones, bro.
Yeah.
Agreed. Agreed. No, we know that. The audience, like the readers, knows that.
No, forget the Marines, my nigga. People in real life are saying Kid and Law losing is Luffy. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
Like,
Like,
crazy,
come on
bro.
now.
This was
I
like
don't
my-
care. Like, at a
The
certain point.
intellectual readers of One Piece knows this.
Listen, I swear, I want to stay saying that, but I keep being surprised by niggas saying that shit, bro.
No, then you just gotta take them, put them in the other category. All right, I guess
You
know
say,
us.
bro. You say, bro. You say, bro.
So like no, because it like I don't see him taking an L. He takes the W, solidifies himself as true Yonko, and then Buggy's gonna fucking clown and do something. You know what Buggy's gonna do? Run into the fucking guy with the black ship. That's what's gonna fucking happen.
Yeah, just randomly.
Oh my
Like,
god.
or some shit like that, and he has the fucking final planet with, and then like that's his like W, and then like you
Yeah,
know, all
and
this
that
shit.
would set up like.
Honestly,
Yeah.
that'd be a good way to introduce Cross Guild into the picture too.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No,
We
exactly. It would be a
definitely-
huge deal for them.
Yeah, we definitely know that Cross Guild's gonna have significance, and we definitely know that Oda definitely loves Buggy, so he's gonna have some more significance in the story.
As he
And-
should. As he should.
And if it's so, and like sure you're saying right, what if it's someone in the government? It'll be even a huge blow, even huger, bigger blow to the government. Like so.
Yep.
I-
Yep.
It could actually, you know what? That is actually not a bad idea because with Cross Guild hunting Marines and all this other stuff, if that ship
Mhm.
legit belonged to someone in the government and they took them out, like that would also help solidify it. But I'm assuming that's a big player.
Yeah.
No, exactly. But like
someone-
it would
someone
be
huge player.
it would be a great way to
Yeah.
introduce that player, and also show a big W for Buggy and the Cross Guild. And then like now we're off to the races with these final 4. Now there's no more like 8 people could get the fucking no. It's just final 4 people, groups that could get the fucking One Piece. That's it, and then we go from there.
No,
If
fact.
and Luffy and the whole comment about readers that read this and think that Luffy's getting it going to get it to just because he has a 3 billion. I'm like, no, he's not. Like he's
Fix up,
not.
bro.
We saw the story. We saw this dude go toe to toe with Kaido in his base form against Kaido's hybrid. He drunken stay. He gave Luffy props. Said I haven't had a serious battle in a long time. All that other
Yeah.
stuff.
Mhm.
Meanwhile, it takes Kid and Law together to stop Big Mom. And mind you, they didn't even knock out Big Mom all the way. It's like she just fell tumbling down. She
Soul
did-
Calibur ring out, bro.
Right.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
it was Soul
yeah.
Calibur ring out versus a KO. Like,
Crazy, bro.
And
Crazy.
it was a 2v1 at that to get knock
Fucking
Big
hate
Mom
that
off
shit,
there.
bro.
Like, and then bombs took her out too.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Like one of the bombs exploded.
nukes
Yeah,
and stuff on her way down. I like so Oda has to add nukes
bro.
to their accomplishment while Luffy's just straight raw dog power KOing.
Bro, she got hit with that
Like-
that environment change, bro. Like that,
Right. And I
New
think
stage, bro.
and that interactable with the bomb, bro. Like shit,
Right,
just-
exactly.
My
Freaking
goodness.
injustice transition.
Yeah,
So,
the transitions, yeah.
But and then on top of that, I think we even back then said that was kind of like I didn't think that Law
Yeah.
and Kid deserved a 3 billion berry bounty. I
No.
thought
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
if anything, if they were going to put him at 3 billion, then Luffy should have been higher. But
Bro,
if
agree.
anything, they should have been like 2 billion or 2.5 or something like that.
I feel like that's just the fucking like Morgans and the government disrespecting Luffy. But now, if he comes out on top, beating like the people that we've said, there's no way they could lie about that shit, bro. Like this is all like So,
and it was also pretty sus when Apu, you know, it was said that Apu told them everything.
Apu was
like,
the rat, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, well, what did Apu say to have like Kid, Law, and Luffy lined up equally as a 3 billion? Just simply Luffy's a Yonko. That makes it seem like Luffy's only slightly stronger than them. I'm like, bruh, they would get clapped. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think them two together is beating Kaido. But Luffy by himself proved that he can like hang with Kaido on an equal Yonko status. So it's just like, nah. I refuse to believe.
Callie, to go back to what you said about what this means for both Kid and Law, I actually agree. I think because they both want. I already know Law's coming back.
Right.
Law is because Law has he wants to put together the Will of D after Dressrosa. So. I already knew he was coming back. So for him to go out the same way as Kid, like having his crew annihilated, his ship taken out, I do think it kind of points that Kid is also going to come back. The setup is not there, but I see. I think this is I think this is where you can make that claim.
And I feel like because that was something somebody brought up in the group chat too, right? They were like, "What is Kid gonna do? Like, there's no setup, right? Like, what does Kid have left to do? What is his point? Because he doesn't have the same ties to the story that Law does, whether it's between what you said or even like the immortal power with his
facts,
right? Like,
true.
Kid doesn't have that same connections to the story that Law does, right?
Yeah.
But my thing is, does he have to have it in order to come back? Like, we still have a lot of story left. We're heading to the end game, and we've already seen Oda's ability to we've seen Oda's storytelling ability. I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility to say that even if Kid doesn't have any major connections to the story right now, that he can't form one or one can't be created between now and the end of the story to where he becomes extremely significant. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he brought back fucking Bellamy, bro. Anything's possible.
Bro,
anything's possible.
Like, what? That's so like.
Bellamy got smoked twice the same way. Twice. Like,
I mean, it is Oda. He can make anything happen. It's just like I said, right now, Kid is just not it.
He's not.
Respectfully.
Also, I mean, it makes sense though because remember, we don't really know Kid's like endgame, but we knew Law was to defeat Doflamingo and Kaido, and now that they defeated Kaido, he didn't know what to do. That's why he was looking for poneglyphs, trying to find answers, right?
No, it was post Doflamingo that he decided to find the ansers. I just wanted.
Right, well, I mean, but the plan was to defeat Kaido, though, right? That's why they got together.
Yeah.
Because I just watched the episode.
No, it was, but I think I just Rose they kind of showed that Law was using them to defeat Doflamingo, and now he actually fucks them. And now that they actually beat Doflamingo, he's like, I'm sticking with you guys. We'll beat Kaido. I will figure out the.
Yeah, but the plan originally when they got together was to defeat Kaido.
I think that was the plan originally, but I think Law had his own motives behind the plan.
Yeah, I think he was originally using them, but now that he stuck with them. We saw it happen. Yeah.
Well, what I'm saying is that plan is finally complete. So like, Law has no end game. Like that was like, so like, it goes to show how I guess the scope of their dreams. Because like Luffy's dream. I mean, we still don't know, but we know it's kind of grandiose. And I don't know. Law's was just kind of like, I don't know what to do now. So
I think Law's dream was Endgame still. Like back when Doflamingo
that's true.
Yeah, like back in Dressrosa, after the events of that arc, Sengoku came and he had that talk with Law about Kurzan and they were talking about what the Will of D means and all that other stuff, and I think that sets up like what Law's goal is, just trying to figure out more about what the Will of D means and what it means to be a member of the D, because
I forgot about that.
He had the most, because he actually had the most he's the only D member that I know of who's actually caring about what it means.
Like looking into it, you're right.
Yeah, every other D member, they just like, I don't know, and then they just go about their business, kind of. Like Law was told about the D initial when he was. Initial, I did initial chill. But his father.
Saul was a D
that.
also, right?
Yeah.
Saul,
Yeah. His father told him about it. Kurzan told him about it. Sengoku was like, hesitant on saying anything, or he didn't know, or one of those. But like, so Law is asking these questions, and I feel like we as the audience are going to learn through either Nickel Robin or
right, both of them
Law.
together. They've been together,
Yeah, or Law as to what it actually means. So I feel like that's Law's story. But other than that, what do y'all think he's going, though?
That's
a
all.
good question.
Shit, no clue.
Yeah,
That's a good question.
I feel like
he needs to get Law to the water suit. I think he's gonna know for.
Facts.
Like, I don't know how far they can go.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Right.
We do know that they're all not far from Luffy. I've heard someone say that Beppo plans to find Luffy.
Yeah, I think that's a good one. I think that, and someone said, I heard someone say Cross Guild, like Law could end up going with Cross Guild or something like that. I think that could be an interesting one too.
Yo, real quick, Mark with the 5 gifted. I appreciate you, brother. Much love, gang.
It's nice.
Big time.
Yeah, thanks for stopping by, bro.
Love, much love.
Yeah. So you said Cross Guild mod.
Yeah, Cross Guild.
Cross Guild. But I'm wondering what Beppo specifically thinks. I have no idea. Maybe he's just trying to find land. But yeah, I really have no clue where.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? He could maybe try to swim back to Wano. Yeah, I really have no fucking idea.
I mean,
or somewhere new.
We do know that the islands, the 3 islands that Lord Luffy and Kid are on, are all within somewhat proximity of each other.
Yeah.
Well, I guess at least Luffy's, right? Because Luffy's is the closest. He went straight, and then Law.
I think Law went like straight forward, and then Kid was in the middle, and Luffy was to the right. Yeah. So Luffy that's furthest from Law.
Oh, okay.
Wait a minute.
Law finds Shanks.
Maybe oh no. What maybe Sphinx Island? Isn't that close?
Yeah, Sphinx is pretty close actually. Yeah.
Okay.
Which one is Sphinx Island again?
Marco's and Whitebeard's island.
Okay. That'd be pretty cool. That'd actually be pretty cool.
That would be sick.
Marco's gonna be like, "Fuck, bro, I just left y'all. Leave me the fuck alone." Damn.
Yeah,
and on top of that, Marco could heal Law.
Yeah,
that's true.
This would be a speedy recovery.
Mm-hmm.
He heals Law, and then he says, "I'll heal you, but you have to help me save what's his name."
Oh, Weevil.
Weevil.
Yeah. Okay, Kylie, that 2-piece, I see you.
2-piece going crazy. 2-piece going crazy today, man.
Ooh,
Fact. Someone pointed out to me that so if you go to the Polar Tang picture, I just want to have it in front of me because someone pointed out that Law with the submarine. Well, it wasn't Law the second time, but in Wano and in Marineford, the Polar Tang saved Luffy's life twice. And it's crazy that it's destroyed now. Like Law actually got smoked. This is so monumental.
I
didn't think about that. You're right, actually.
I love Oda's parallel of like having both Kid and Law ships like cut in half, bro. I don't know, just destroyed in half. Like I just love that shit, bro. Like,
yeah, no, they both suffered utter defeat, 100%.
What it means to be a pirate.
Yes, sir.
Their pride and joy is their ship, bro. I can't imagine the fucking Thousand Sunny getting destroyed, bro. Like
shambles. Easily be in shambles.
Never.
Oh my god, we'd all be crying, bro. Like shit.
Nah, they did it to us once, bro. Oda would never do this again.
I can't lie though. This shit really makes me appreciate Blackbeard, and he might be moving up my villains list on. Yeah. I think by the end of the series, he's gonna be my favorite villain in the whole series. I'm not gonna lie.
Nah, he's actually the man. This chapter gave him. This chapter gave him chilling with his crew. It's not surprising, but it's just so good to see.
Yeah. I mean, because I know some of us thought that there was a possibility Law could win this, right? And it's nice seeing Blackbeard. He stood his ground. He fucking he did his work, bro.
I actually feel the opposite. I feel like Law kind of gave him a better fight than I expected.
Okay.
Like, remember when before his crew popped off, we were like, "Yo, this is it. This is it."
Yeah, and then there were those couple panels, those couple pages where they were like fighting back, blocking
and
attacks,
they were showing
and shit.
out.
Yeah.
And Law was clashing with Blackbeard's Quake and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And it was just like, it was epic.
Blackbeard's kind of bladed up, so I'm.
He is.
It wasn't easy. It wasn't
But
easy.
we should have kept the same energy though, because people were saying like, oh, and I think YHuss, you even mentioned like, the moment that kid busted out his strongest attack, you knew he was done.
Yeah,
like Law literally busted out the strongest attack in his arsenal.
He started off with Awakening.
Both of them started off with the strongest attacks.
Fucking we went level 3 at first, baby, and said, "That's all I got."
Yeah, Law was using his Awakening like throughout the Big Mom fight. Maybe that's why I was like not, because Kid really did pull out the Kamehameha, and it was instant. It was like, yo, GG's, you lost.
It was. Well, I just feel
so
my friend, she's a Law fan, and like I would tell her like what's going on, but she finally like wanted to check out a chapter, and she read this chapter, and I was just like, "Ooh, that's tough. That's tough to read." She's like, "Bro,
hold that, buddy.
why didn't you just tell me?" I was like, "I didn't have any time." But yeah, that shit. This chapter was OD, man. This chapter, bro. Like a lot of the chapters this week in Shonen were fire, but this is still the best in my opinion. This shit was so good.
This was definitely a fire chapter. There was 100%. a lot of lore, power scaling, all the great stuff that we love about One Piece.
I think
a lot of personality and all that.
It gave that old One Piece feel, bro.
Yes,
like,
I remember I posted that in the Twitter chat when somebody put the Bink Saki theme, or was not Bink Saki. It's the Goofy theme that plays in One Piece when they're doing like slapstick gags and shit. That exact theme. Yes. Somebody put that on top of the Blackbeard panels where they were in the bar just making jokes and shit, and it just fit so well. That was definitely the vibes that I got.
I thought that too. Yeah, my head immediately went there too, because you see Aokiji making those type of jokes, everybody laughing and eating, all that. We definitely
100% gonna get that in the anime. Like I would be surprised if not.
Also, speaking of Blackbeard,
Kelly. No,
there's one more thing I wanted to mention that I saw a theory about. So, Blackbeard in the past. Someone brought this correlation up that Blackbeard in that flashback had only 2 knots in his beard, right? Whereas, like, if you look at present day Blackbeard, he has 3 knots.
Yeah.
Is that someone said that could mean that he has a 3rd devil fruit? And the reason why Law got off screen is because Oda doesn't want to show us the 3rd devil fruit.
Interesting.
It's possible.
Did he always have 2 knots? That's my question. Did he always have 2? I feel like he had. Well, I'm looking at the thing. It looks like he has 3 in this one.
I'm looking at
him talking a lot, right? To Kobe right now.
Look at where they were laughing. Look at where they were laughing. That's what I'm talking about.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
For some reason, I thought you meant the Kobe talk. I'm tripping.
No. I'm talking about here in the year, in this same chapter, the year time.
Yeah, he clearly only has 2 knots. Yeah.
2 knots right there. But if you go down to where he, looked at Law or whatever, you see he has 3, and that brings up a argument like the reason why Law got off screen, he didn't get the same treatment as Shanks and Kid is because Oda wants to hide the 3rd devil fruit from him.
No, that makes sense because, bro.
I feel like it's not a reach. I low-key
I don't know, man. I feel like that's such a small detail.
Hold on.
Hey, man, that's how One Piece goes.
They showed you in the beginning of their encounter, right? They Law countered both the Quake and the Darkness, right? So it would make sense that it would be a 3rd one that would catch him off guard to beat him. And also, how the fuck did they hit the ship? That's what I want to know. How did he destroy the ship in half? Underwater, like.
Well, I think you could do that with the Quake fruit.
But he's fighting Law at the same time, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you think he's doing both at the same time? I don't think. I think Law is.
I think it's possible.
Getting all his attention.
I don't think it's possible. I don't think it's like concrete.
Unless he beat Law and then destroyed it. Yeah, that's true. Actually, yeah, you're right.
It's possible. It's definitely a possibility because. Yeah. The ship is underwater. The Quake fruit could have hit it. It can go either way, but I do like the beard idea. It definitely is very plausible.
What was his beard in pre-time skip?
It was
That's
just like
actually
a,
a good question.
It was
like a
just a
stuff.
beard.
Yeah,
it was
like
a stuff.
small.
Yeah.
Oh, it wasn't
Yeah,
even
wasn't
nodded.
that-
Yeah,
So he
it was
nodded
literally
it.
just like on his face.
Damn,
yeah.
so he nodded it
Small.
post time skip after he got the second power. That's kind of the
Mhm.
okay.
Yeah,
so that
and then
actually-
But he
Here
grew
he
he
has-
grew that beard mad fast, by the way.
And this goes with his whole fucking Jolly Roger, and then everything we talked about with like some connection to Cerberus or like some representation of that, you know, or whatever. And he
Yeah.
would have three powers.
It's funny actually because we talk about how we got like a lot more on Kuzan this chapter, more lore. But bro, Blackbeard is like him, Shanks. Like we low-key know more about Shanks than we know about Blackbeard. We don't know shit about Blackbeard. It's crazy.
Yeah. Blackbeard is a weird anomaly.
Complete mystery.
Yeah. And that's why Shanks is so weary of him and he's trying to pull up wherever he is. Like, but yeah, so I didn't know what y'all would think about that idea. I think that's actually a pretty good idea because it's like Law got why off-screen Law? You know what I mean? Like we know at this point, like he has the Quake fruit and the Darkness fruit. I don't feel like that needed to be off-screen per se, but it was, and I feel like that's Oda trying to hide the fact that he has a third Devil fruit.
Yeah,
But-
and they gave Kid like just the courtesy of it, honestly. Like so,
Right,
I
and
see
then
what you're saying.
and then on top of that, he's saying here, like, you know, now what should we do with your with the OP fruit? Should we sell it or use it? You know, everybody there on that island has a devil fruit.
Yeah.
So
And yeah,
he
no,
was
you're right.
still
You're
like,
right. You
I'm
bring
gonna
up a
get
good
a
point.
fourth devil fruit, like, you know, like
I wouldn't be surprised because all of them got devil, like you said, all of them got devil fruits now. It wouldn't be out of the realm of possibility that Teach would somehow get a third. So
Yep.
mhm.
that's definitely
Every chapter, more answers, more questions.
more
Yep,
air.
always.
Such is the life of a One Piece fan. Okay.
yes,
Yep.
sir.
Yeah, I guess that's about it. Anything else you guys want to talk about before we wrap it up?
I think
No,
this is
sir.
good.
All right. Definitely a very fire chapter. Order the GOAT as usual.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
We're on break next week, but if you guys make sure to follow the Twitter at Strawhat Sitdown, you'll stay up to date on our next episode and what we do. Appreciate everybody that hung out with us on Twitch, on the Twitch chat. We appreciate you guys. Big shout outs to Marv again for the subs. Much love. Shout outs to everybody that's watching on YouTube, listening on Spotify Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, etc., etc. We appreciate you guys. We'll be back next week with some more Strawhat Sitdown goodness.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yes,
Let's
sir.
get it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, guys. It's been fun. We appreciate you guys. Till next time, take it easy, be safe, be healthy, and we will see y'all when we see y'all. Take it easy, guys. Peace.
Peace, y'all.
Peace.
Later.